Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're here for the first time, this is a very impromptu surprise Wednesday Night Live with me, Lady D. I wanted to do this because it is a new moon in Pisces and the energies have been so intense. I haven't done a live in a while and I felt good for a change. So I figured I'll do a live for you and with you. So here I am. First and foremost, please like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to beat the constant shadow ban that I get from BoobTube, ScroobTube. Because, you know, I'm a patriot. I'm on the side of good, and you know how it is. So hi to everyone in the chat. Welcome. If you did not catch, I've been doing something new each week. Everyone knows I do my live with Laura. I mean, not my live, my video with Laura, which came out on her channel. So if you did not catch my video that I did with Laura, it's on her channel. It came out yesterday. No, 2 days ago. I'm in time warp. Today's Wednesday, so it came yesterday. Came out, 2 days ago. God, I can't think straight. It came out 2 days ago. I did a video. Blah, 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 blah. Can I talk? It's always the case that my head and my brain can't keep up with my mouth cannot keep up with my brain. And with the new moon in Pisces, I'm very dreamy because I'm a Pisces sun sign. So good luck with understanding me tonight. So I'm going to share my screen. If you did not catch it yesterday, I did a video for all of the air signs, which would be this one right here. And then this morning, I did a video of all the earth signs. And then I will be doing the fire signs tomorrow. And then on Friday, I will be doing the water signs. That's what I'll be doing. Now, just so you know, these readings don't just impact your sun sign. For instance, if you have a lot of water in your chart, or if you have a water, moon, or rising sign, it might behoove you to watch the water signs video, because we don't just have one thing in our chart. Okay, so this is how it is. So if you, let's say, for instance, if you're a Capricorn, but you have a lot of, you have a lot of air in your chart, it might behoove you to watch the air signs. Okay, so there you go. What else is new? All right, so I've been doing that. Something else that is new that I'm doing is that I won't be doing the Saturday Night Live shows the way I've been doing them previously. And I did a survey today on my channel. So if you didn't catch the survey, and if you didn't already give your opinion and put your input in the survey, I put it out. It's right here. I put it out. I posted it. So it's under post. So if you go to you're on my channel right now, my YouTube channel. If you go to posts, you will see the survey. Now, if you don't want to take the time to do the survey and you want to just put it in the comment section after the show, which you prefer, that's fine too. Paula and I will tally all the votes. It looks like so far the winner is Lady D answers super chats with tarot on current events. So I asked, what kind of show on Saturday nights do you want? And this is the reason. As I previously stated, I no longer will be doing the Saturday Night Live shows on current events / viral news the way I've been doing them in the past, because it's too draining, too low vibe, and it takes too much prep time for me. It takes hours of prep time to go through my X files, and then I have 1,000 tabs. It just takes so long, okay? And it's draining. However, I am willing to answer any super chats on current events because I won't have to prep for the show, which takes hours of my time, and that is what drains and depresses me. So I asked, which type of show did you want? So I said, Lady D answers super chats with the tarot on current events, meaning that if you want to purchase a super chat of $5 or more, has to be at least $5. I'm not answering questions for under $5, folks. I've been a psychic, intuitive, and tarot reader for over 35 years. You can't expect me to answer an intricate question or any question for under $5. If you're not willing to pay at least $5, which is less money than most coffees that you buy per day, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm very affordable and I'm trying to be reasonable and affordable, but I have to put at least a minimum because people try to walk all over me and take advantage of me, and they'll want me to channel their dead grandmother for, for $1, which is not going to happen. So on Saturday nights, what I'll do is that I'll answer any super chats of $5 or more in regards to current events and viral news. That way you can answer any questions, and that way I won't be bogged down with the current events and viral news, going through all the X accounts, going through all the information, trying to do research and get ready for Saturday night. That way I can just go and answer your questions, and I'm not so into the current events and viral news. I don't have to spend hours in that low vibrational energy, that soul-sucking time. You know what I mean? So, and it looks like this is the winner. So there's 3 choices. The first choice is Lady D answers super chats with the tarot on current events. The second choice is Lady D does deep dives with the tarot on spiritual topics. And the third choice is Lady D interviews guests. So if you think that, well, whatever you think, if you want to take the survey, if you want to answer the survey and put your input, it's up there on the posts. And this channel, just go to the posts, and there you go. You can answer the questions and put your input on what type of shows you would like to see on Saturday night, because I'm no longer going to be doing what I've been doing. I know people like them, but it's just too much. Okay. So if you want to do that, or as I said before, if you don't want to go and take the survey to give your input on Saturday Night Live shows, you can put it in the comment section. Okay. Beautiful. All right, folks. So let's get to it. So it is the soup. Right now, we are going through a new moon in Pisces. Okay. New moon in Pisces. And sorry, with this new moon in Pisces, there's a lot of, let's say, let me stop sharing my screen. There's a lot of energy with this new moon in Pisces. As you know, I'm a Pisces, and so I've been really, really feeling it. So tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the information on the energies of this new moon, how to best navigate it, what to expect, and how to best utilize and get through these energies, because they can be very emotional, intense, because, you know, water signs are heavy, heavy, deep emotion and very, very intense. Okay, so we shall see. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out. I want to go to, hold on one second. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to talk about the new moon energy in Pisces here. Now, as you all know, and I am going to do tarot and do a reading at the end of this live, so as to give you a little bit more information as to what God and Yeshua through the tarot want to say as to how to best utilize these energies. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And as you know, or you don't know, I follow Anina Malherbe Ian. I always pronounce her last name wrong. It's Vivid Earth by Anina. I think it's Malherbe Leon, whatever. Vivid Earth by Anina, because I always massacre her last name. All right. And she is really good. I like her. And so I'm going to share a little information that she shared on her channel today regarding the full, I always want to say full moon. It's the new moon in Pisces. Cheers and slancha. I'm drinking my purified water here. Okay. So the quiet before the shift. We are moving through a powerful energetic threshold. A deeply intuitive Pisces new moon opens the field. Pisces is one of the most psychic signs, if not the most psychic sign. Hence, I'm a Pisces, and why I do this for a living, why I'm a psychic. A deeply intuitive Pisces new moon opens the field. A solar wave moves through Earth's magnetic system. And in just 2 days later, the equinox arrives, resetting balance across the planet. There is a feeling many are sensing right now. Not urgency, not chaos, but something building beneath the surface. This is in the in-between space, the stillness before movement, the breath before change. Pisces energy is here to dissolve the illusions, the stories we've outgrown, the identities that no longer fit, the distortions that are ready to fall away. What has been hidden may become clear. What has felt uncertain may suddenly shift. What is no longer aligned may quietly dissolve. At the same time, solar activity is interacting with our field, and many might feel heightened sensitivity, emotional waves rising, deep fatigue or restlessness. I'm feeling the deep fatigue. Let me know in the chat if you're feeling the deep fatigue or the restlessness. My friend Viviana, she's been feeling the restlessness and I've been feeling the deep fatigue. So let's see. It'd be interesting to see. Everyone's different. Whatever it is, let it move. Don't fight it. This is not something happening to you. It is something moving through you. Well-being with Nadia says, I'm feeling both. This is not something happening to you. And as the equinox approaches, we are being gently guided back into balance, alignment, and truth. So in this space, slow down, hydrate, rest when needed, spend time in nature, and observe rather than react. This one right here, observe rather than react, is so much easier said than done. How many times have we tried to be the observer to our feelings, but we don't, we react. It's so easy to identify with our feelings. Mea culpa, I do it all the time. And I'm trying to slow down and stop it. I'm trying to breathe through my emotions and feelings and to observe them from a divine viewpoint rather than absorbing them and rather than identifying with them. Instead of saying, I am mad, I say, I am feeling mad. Instead of saying, I am anxious, because when you say, I am anything, you embody and embrace and you incorporate that into your energetic field. So instead of saying, I am mad, I am anxious, I am angry, I am depressed, you say, I feel anxious, I feel angry, I feel depressed. That way you kind of distance yourself from those negative emotions and you don't embody them and you don't identify with them. Because anytime you say, I am anything, you are bringing that into your life. You are inviting that into your life and you are saying, I am the anger, I am that, and you're not. These are just emotions. Okay, these are just emotions. They're just energetic states of being. They're just energetic states that you can walk through. Now, listen, everyone knows, not a surprise, that I am prone to anxiety and depression, very much so. I have trauma in my past that I'm working through, and I absorb everyone's emotions. I'm an energetic sponge. And even though I do my work, I constantly protect myself, say my prayers, cleanse, clear, I still suffer from depression and anxiety. And last week was awful. But what was happening is that last week we went through a humongous upgrade, a huge upgrade, okay? And whenever you go through an upgrade, what happens is that everything is brought to the surface. And some of the things, some of the little, let's say little things that you think that you've worked through and you've cleared and you've gotten rid of in your life, if there's any tiny bit of remnants, any tiny bit of remnants of any of the negative emotions or any of the trauma from your past that you worked through, during an upgrade, what's going to happen is it's going to come out. Okay. And I will say it like this. How do I use the best analogy best? Let's say, for instance, you have a closet, right? And the closet is a mess, right? And it's filled to the brim. It's like you open up the door and shit's falling out of the closet. Like it's like a avalanche, right? So you go through and you clear out your closet, right? And you think that you got everything, right? But then you go in about a month or two later and you realize you didn't clear anything at all. I mean, excuse me, you realize that you didn't get everything, that there's still some old clothes and some dirt and debris and some old things that are still left in your closet. However, you didn't realize that there were some clothes and old items that you no longer use that was left in that closet. You didn't realize it was still there until you went to bring in new stuff, until you got new clothes and new items. And then you went to fill your closet and you went, oh, I thought I got everything, but this is still remaining. Oh, this is still remaining. You don't know sometimes it's there. So unfortunately, the rub of any type of upgrade or cleansing and clearing is that things that you thought that you worked through come to the surface. So that's what happened to me last week. Everything was brought to the surface that I thought I dealt with, healed, and cleared. So I could work through it and clear it. Okay? Just so you know. So it doesn't mean that if you feel bad or if you're depressed and anxious, if you are having a bad day, it doesn't mean that you're off track. It doesn't mean that you're not doing anything. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that you failed, you're not ascending, you're a loser or it's not personal. All it means is that things are being brought to the surface and you have to acknowledge it. And that if you're in a negative frame of mind, it's just an energetic state of being. It's not who you are. It's just a wave that will pass. Okay? So hopefully that is helpful. I'm going to continue. Slow down, hydrate, rest when needed, spend time in nature, observe rather than react, because this moment is not about forcing the next step. It's about clearing the space for what comes next. What did I just say with the analogy of the closet? The veils are thinning. The field is shifting. Balance is returning. The question is, can you feel? And it's from Anina. Love Anina. She's phenomenal. So let me see in the chat. I'm going to look in the chat and see how you all are feeling. Betty. Yeah, Betty, I might do $10 questions on Saturday night. You're right. $5 isn't enough. I'll probably do $10 questions. I have to do a bare minimum because otherwise, I said, people will ask me to do a reading on an intricate topic for $1. You know how it is. Yes, you caught a live with me. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking through here. Nadia's feeling both. I'm talking about if you're feeling kind of exhausted and tired and the fatigued, or if you're feeling like revved up, if you're feeling kind of amped up. Feeling both. Wow, a lot of you are feeling both. Arbova says, it's all gone numb, those things for me. So Arbova is feeling none. Deep everything, both. Let me see what else. Let's see. Let's see if I have any more. One day I'm exhausted and the next day it takes me long to get to sleep. Yeah, I think the general consensus is that some people are exhausted and some people are revved up. Some people are just, what is the word that she used? I'm looking at my screen here. In between, blah, 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 blah. Restlessness. You feeling restlessness. My fatigue is awful and I feel so numb. Oh, Sue, yeah. You know, I've been sleeping a lot. I've been taking naps like I'm an old person. I've been taking naps like I'm like this old person in a retirement home. I hear you. You lay down and pop back up. Oh, I hate that. You know what? Another thing that I hate, and tell me if you've been going through this. If like you're dragging your ass all day long, you're so tired, you could barely keep your eyes open, but it's a busy day. For instance, like I'm exhausted, but I can't take a nap because I'm busy and I'm doing a lot of readings, right? So you drag your ass the whole day, you can barely keep your eyes open, and then you go to lay to sleep, and what happens? Bing! You can't go to sleep, right? And you're wide awake and you're like, what the fuck? It's so such a pain. Hippie Chick says, I'm so exhausted. Sleeping lots too. Yeah. Not easy at all, folks. All right, I'm going to continue. So what I'm going to do is I went through my X account regarding the information on the new moon in Pisces. So I'm going to do some information and then we're going to do a tarot read. I might do a little spiritual exercise at the end so we can incorporate the new moon energies as a thank you to you all, because you all have been so good to me. You all understanding when I have to cancel shows because you know that I get spiritually attacked so much for various reasons. So you all are so loving, so kind. You're so giving. You're so generous, and you're so good to me. So I just want to say, mwah, I love you. Thank you so much. And as a thank you, I think we're going to do a little spiritual exercise at the end. Maybe we'll do a little clearing and or maybe a visualization exercise. Okay? So I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate your love and support. You guys are more supportive and loving and kind and caring and generous than my immediate family. And that's sad, but that's probably the norm for most of us, because most of us, our families are not part of our soul family. All right. Let me share my screen and we're going to go over the new moon energy, my soul tribe familia. Here we go. Let me see. I'm going to do this. And we're going to do a quick video. It would be nice if I turned the video on, right? If I turn the sound on the video, that might be nice. Is it working? Okay. Take two. Take two. What do you do? It's a live show. So no sound, huh? All right, let's try this again. Up. Oh, all right, let's see. Let's try this again and see if we can get the sound. All right, take three. Take three. Sorry, that was Mia Kelpa. I think this will work this time. Take three. So sorry, guys. So sorry. All right, here we go.
The old way of being and doing things doesn't work anymore. If you're anything like me, you're trying to make it work, but it's just not. And the things that you used to once identify with, because they're no longer in your reality, and perhaps you're moving through the final threads of the purging of that energy that's been in your system, the starvation of the old identity creates this window, the in between, the void of the new identity that is rooting, that has not yet sprouted. Who am I without those things that I've identified myself with? That is the question. That is what Source is asking us to feel into, lean into. It's okay to feel like, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to go here, but something is stopping me. That stopping you is divine. Who am I? What do I represent? How do I genuinely want to spend my time and energy moving forward? Because the old way of being and putting my energy into things isn't resonating anymore. It's perfect. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. This new moon is supercharged with Jupiter in Cancer. Be mindful of the seeds that you are planting because they're magnified. Or be intentional with what is being magnified. Anyway, I love y'all. Enjoy this gorgeous day. May this allow your nervous system to rest and ease, knowing that the uncertainty and the void, if you are feeling one within, is perfect and divinely timed.
Good. I'm glad you could hear that. Sorry about that. I always forget that I have to there's certain buttons that I have to push. So yes, she's speaking about how we have to just let everything go. All right, there's a purging going on. And as I said before, we're purging, right? And a lot of the things that we purge, we don't even know that we still have things to purge, right? I'm sure that many of you like me are like, is what, how much more do I have to fucking purge? I've purged and purged and purged and purged and purged. It's like I can't purge anymore. But you know what? If it comes to the surface, it needs purging. So that's the rub. That's the rub. So if you feel, as I said before, if you feel like you've done your work and you should be at a point now that you're feeling good and there's nothing left to purge, trust me, there's always more purging to do. Just remember, we are not just purging debris and trauma and generational curses from this lifetime. We're doing all the other lifetimes too. Just yay! Do you ever wonder why you signed up for this shit? Sometimes I sit there and like, what was I on? And if I'm never coming back, but if the off chance that anyone asks me to come back to a similar circumstance, to a similar dimension like this, if I say yes, I'm telling you right now, people, take me out back, beat the shit out of me and say, no, 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 you're not doing it. Remember how it sucked last time? Remember how it was last time? Chill. I'm dry heaving now. Me too. It's enough. Blech, blech. Enjoy. Oh my God. You got tossed out of YouTube. That's because you're a nonconformist, Kev, and they don't like nonconformists. But I'm glad you're back. BoobTube doesn't like me either. So join the club. It means you got something going on for you, nonconformist, Kev. If a demonic platform and system tosses you out and doesn't like you, that means, woohoo, you're on Team God. As you can see, I'm feeling better. All right, here we go. I'm going to keep on going. And here, we're going to go back to my X account and we're going to keep going. Here we go. 318, good news. The lucky break you've been working towards arrives and you can see doors swing wide open. The magical and mystical new moon in Pisces is aligned with good fortune, Jupiter, while it's exalted in Cancer. Manifest a money boost and your wildest dreams and desires. Oh, I love this. Is a beautiful picture of a Pisces. Nice. I like that. The fish. And here is a little information. The astrological new year isn't arriving quietly. Now, folks, whether you believe that the real new year is April 1st or at the beginning of March, I believe it's the beginning of March because I've seen many old videos with very old 17th and 18th century Bibles that say March 1st is the beginning of the new year with 13 calendar months with 28 days. Okay. I believe it's March 1st. Some people believe it's April 1st, and I can understand that because April Fool's Day, they're always fooling us, and they're all, the cabal is always lying to us. They've changed everything and they're always giving us the middle finger. So I can understand if people think it's April 1st, whether you believe it's March 1st, whether you believe it's April 1st. One thing we can agree on, it's in the spring. It's not in the dead of winter at the end of December, beginning of January. Why would the spring not the spring, why would the new year be in the dead of winter? It's always in the spring where everything is rebirth, renewal, everything's green. After the dead winter and everything dark and dank and bare and cold and barren, wouldn't it make sense that the new year is in the spring where everything is new and fresh and everything's blossoming? Okay. All right. So here we go. The astrological new year isn't arriving quietly. The March 19th Pisces new moon is the ultimate system purge. What I'm doing is going to click this out and so we can read along with me. Here we go. This is what I'm reading. The March 19th Pisces new moon is the ultimate systematic purge. At 28 degrees, this is a profound clearing of ancestral karma. What did I just say? If you suddenly feel the urge to walk away from toxic family dynamics where you played the martyr, do not resist. You are taking your willpower back. Now, folks, all of the readings I did last week spoke about this. The readings I did yesterday for all the air signs and the readings I did today for the earth signs mimicked and confirmed this, that we're walking away from toxic family members, toxic situation, toxic environments, and we're taking back our power, which is beautiful, and I applaud that. But this shift goes far beyond the personal. The global timeline is actively splitting. Over the next 2.5 years, structures you thought were permanent will dissolve. Watch for the exposure of massive dark scandals involving global leaders, the medical field, and the artificial beauty industry. The illusion of the elite is breaking. Old alliances will collapse. Borders will lose their meaning, and we will see major unions fracturing from the inside out. Here we go. Be fiercely protective of your physical vessel. There is a heavy frequency around water safety and chemical exposures right now. Filter what you consume. What do I always say? I always tell you that you have to be a spiritual snob, meaning that you have to be very discerning on who you spend your time with, where you spend your time, all of the influences, what you eat, where you spend your time, your home environment, the music that you listen to, the people you're around, everything that you are subjected to. Everything is energy, and anything that is low vibrational energy is going to impact you more than ever now because you're so open, and we're about ready to take that final push, okay? Financially, the matrix is resetting. Mark your calendars for March 31st, triggers the intense window of April 6th through 9th. The banking systems are currently tightening their grip, and we all know that they are running on empty, and there's only so far that they can go on this empty. True wealth is moving back to the tangible. Relying on digital numbers is a risk. Physical assets, precious metals, land, and ancestral seeds are your real security. Okay? Now, I continue. When the energy shifts heavily around April 26th, adaptability will be your greatest asset. Diversify your skills. Do not be a slave to a single system or a single source of income. Okay? Many of you have two jobs or you have side hustles. And many of you are in jobs that are lackluster, that are unfulfilling, but you need to keep them because you need to pay the bills. So what's going to happen over the next few months, especially with this new moon energy, is you're going to start to put your, let's say, your divine blueprint, the careers that you want, your soul's purpose. You're going to start to turn that into your career. So you're going to stop having jobs that just pay the bills, and you're going to turn them into careers that fulfill your divine purpose, your soul's purpose, careers that give back to humanity, careers that are things that you love to do. They're in industries and in fields where your heart sings, things that you love to do, where you're passionate about. And most of them are going to utilize your metaphysical skills, your intuitive skills, your healing skills, whatever the case may be. You're going to be leveling up. And you're no longer going to be just working for money. You're going to be working and have a career that you love, because it is what you came here to do. It's your passion. You love doing it. Soon we're going to be done with the days of getting up and dreading going to work and just doing the 9 to 5 and being miserable. And we're starting to walk into and starting to embrace careers and incomes based on what we love to do, what our talents are, our strength, our passions, our interests, and giving back to humanity with utilizing our spiritual and metaphysical gifts. Anyone who's watching this live or in the replay has a soul's purpose, and you all want to give back and help humanity. And every single one of you has a metaphysical and divine gift. And every one of you has a metaphysical and divine gift that you love to do. It's what you do in your spare time. It's what interests you. It's the things that you do because you love doing them, not because you want to make money. That's what you're going to be doing as a career. That's what you were born to do. That's why you love doing it. That's why you're passionate about it. As I say, every desire is divine. Hear this clearly. You do not need fear-based rituals, dark magic, or any false gurus promising to save you. True sovereignty comes from your own pure intention, absolute integrity, and unshakable free will. The universe responds to your frequency, not your panic. Okay? Very, very profound. To claim your sovereignty and align with the profound protection, it tells you to type aligned in the comments. We won't be doing that. As we approach the Piscean new moon, our emotional body will become more sensitive as it expands in compassion and harmony. We will feel a profound acceleration in our cosmic heart center, which is right here. You know where your heart is. And anytime you want to think with your heart or clear your heart, or whenever you want to get into heart coherence and align your heart and brain, all you have to do is either focus on your heart, or you can put your hand over your heart. And it's as simple as picture when you breathe in, your breath going in your heart, and when you breathe out, your breath going out of your heart. That's how simple it is to get into heart coherence. Okay? Your heart has your own brain. It's the brain that's connected to your higher self. So whenever you breathe in and out of your heart, you are aligning your metaphysical heart with your brain. And that's the heart-brain coherence. That's what you call heart coherence, is utilizing and thinking with your heart. I should say feeling with your heart instead of thinking with your egoic 3D human brain. All right, here we go. As we approach the Piscean new moon, our emotional body will become more sensitive as it expands in compassion and harmony. We will feel profound acceleration in our cosmic heart center, opening as precious rose as it neutralizes the deep dark energies being generated at this time and integrates the divine intelligence's new coding that many of us are processing during this month. This is a crucial time to conserve our energy for the mission. Not everyone or every situation requires our presence or participation. Okay? I love that line. This is beautiful. Not everyone or every situation requires our presence or our participation. Participation. I can't talk. Participation. In other words, fight. Pick your battles and pick where not to put your attention. When we are not asked for assistance or when we cannot provide it, we must bless and leave. Not everyone wants to transform themselves. Some just want the illusion of doing it. Saving our energy for the mission that is now being assigned to us to support Earth's transition is essential. Many of us are now fighting certain relationships or situations that, for some reason, you cannot yet release. Bless them. For a soulmate is not the one we have romanticized and who offers us eternal love, peace, and harmony. This comes when we have first healed and loved ourselves completely, integrated our shadows, and remember who we are. That is a beautiful, profound statement right there. A soulmate is often someone who challenges you to become who you are by offering you the situations that will help you to grow and become sovereign. And this is something we shall bless and be grateful for until we finally embody the lesson and release it. Now, as I always say, soulmates are not just romantic partners. Soulmates can be our friends, our families, anyone that's close to us that we have an affinity and we are in harmony with, okay? A soulmate, as I said, is not just a romantic partner. This is what Pisces at this time is teaching us, to embody our final lesson in any aspect of us or area of our lives, so we can emerge as sovereign free beings. Lilith in Sagittarius should not be underestimated either, as it shows us where we need to create more freedom, breaking the cage. So we carefully break in the cage we so carefully built when we dwelled in fear. Everything that represses your precious light is in truth waiting to be embraced. That is what ascension truly means. The integration of our shadows and the descension of our light onto our physical self. It is now the time for you to recognize your beauty and transform your shadow into love. For the mission you are eager to fulfill depends on your ability to know yourself and liberate yourself from what enslaves you. Free yourself from everything you continue accepting to avoid, making others feel uncomfortable. Free yourself. Whoops. Oh, shit. I just was here. Way to go. Sorry, folks. Let me find it again. Oh, shit. Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Sorry, folks, I pressed a button. Here we go. Free yourself from everything you are not. So your authentic essence, here we go. Free yourself from everything you are not. So your authentic essence and purpose can resurface. Free yourself from the false belief of who you are that others imposed onto you. Oh, I love that. Oh, and I did it again. Shit. What am I doing? I apologize. I keep on pressing something. I'm not going to highlight anymore, folks, because every time I do, I mess it up. So here we go. Free yourself from everything you continue accepting to avoid making others feel uncomfortable. Oh, I love it. In other words, put yourself first. Free yourself from the false belief of who you are that others imposed onto you. In other words, free yourself from the labels that people have imposed onto you. Free yourself from everything you are not, so your authentic essence and purpose can resurface. Break free, let go, and transform. Our purpose and chosen mission is not with others. Our mission is to serve God and the love and the light force of creation. This is the time to remove all distractions, even those that appear spiritual, by moving inward and allowing our heart's intelligence to discern and filter out all that is inauthentic, focusing only on being a pure, divine conduit for the new light earth anchoring. Many of you have been waiting a long time to awaken to your planetary roles. It is not when we desire, but when everything is perfectly aligned. So everything and everyone is prepared for us to assist when we came to. Now is the time for many of you to awake to your mission as new earth anchors, stabilizers, and new earth diamond pillars, sustaining the new frequency required from the many souls, living forms, and forms of consciousness already transitioning into a more illumined dimension. I love this. Everything and everyone has a purpose, whether we can see it or not. Our mission is not to find others' purpose, but ours, focusing on what we need to heal to become of assistance. Okay, so we need to heal ourselves and do our own work before we can be of any assistance to God or to others. Our mission is not to judge, but to filter, neutralize, seed, release, embrace, heal, and restore. Our mission is to bless, to thrive, and to aid. May you realize the importance of your mission and conscious focus, beloveds. Beautiful, beautiful post. And I love this picture. That's a gorgeous picture. Love that. This is a time to break free of This is a time to break free of chains, my soul tribe familia. See how the Pisces new moon is? I can hardly talk, even more so than usual. As I said, my brain works quicker than my mouth. We're approaching astrological New Year's Day. Okay, we are approaching astrological New Year's Day. So obviously, the astrological New Year is today. Okay, so evidently there are many that think that the astrological New Year is today, the 18th. Okay, so here we go. It's okay to grieve as we wrap up Pisces season. Many an old dream or an old self has to go away. Aries season starts March 20th. Life comes rushing in. We can rejoice in new beginnings. Do not skip. The universe is shifting. Okay, so this is coming up. March 16th through the 22nd is one of the most karmic, fate-altering weeks of the year. This is this week, folks, so pay close attention. The cosmic alignments happening right now will dictate your path for the next 6 months. The cosmic rules this week. March 19th, new moon in Pisces, 28 degrees, a massive spiritual awakening. Deep inner clarity is coming. Mercury retrograde shadow ends March 23rd. Thank God. I hate, and we all hate Mercury in retrograde because everything is skewed. Everything messes up. It's just a shit show. So we'll be happy when Mercury retrograde ends on March 23rd. Critical warning, accept past opportunities, but sign no contracts until the 23rd. The illusion is real right now. So if you have any contracts or any physical paper or any type of physical contracts or anything in writing, anything that needs to be done, if you can wait until the 23rd, it would be beneficial. Okay, because we all know with Mercury retrograde, everything is messed up. There's miscommunication. It's just, like I said before, a shit show. Everything is messed up. Miscommunication, things, you thought you did something and you didn't do it. It's just, it's crazy. The weekly energy report, the wealth and luck magnets, Taurus. First week, Leo, Aquarius, money is literally chasing you. Okay, so this is literally the first week of the new year, which they consider this week. This is what it says. The week and luck magnets, Taurus, which is the first star of the week, Leo, Aquarius, money is literally chasing you. So Leo's, Taurus, Aquarius, it says money is literally chasing you. The ultimate karmic test is Gemini and Scorpio. So if you're Gemini and Scorpio, your test this week is extreme patience. Avoid conflict at all costs. The most harmonious is Taurus and Cancer. Okay. Fire signs. This is the Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Aries, a major patience test at work. Stay silent, do your job, and reap net gains. Leo, the stage is yours. Wealth is spiking. Reject completely new job. Sagittarius, major career enlightenment. You are finally cutting toxic people out effortlessly. Then we have the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, you are absolute star of the week. Old job offers you waited for will finally return. Virgo, detail is everything. Mediate family conflicts around midweek. Don't force decisions. Capricorn, it's promotion week. Your patience is finally paying off. Don't fear new responsibilities. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, watch your words 24/7. Risk of word conflict. Mobbing is high. Do not quit your job out of anger and do not hand your enemies any power. Libra, incredible news in love, partnership, incoming, increasing. Protect your inner peace. Aquarius, top tier wealth and happiness. You are a career leader this week. Ignore any evil eye. Protect your energy. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cancer, peak love week. Proposals moving in. High confidence at work. Focus on family in the first 3 days. Scorpio, clean up past baggage. Do not project outside stress onto your partner. Good news for those manifesting a baby and ignore rivals. Pisces, March 19th is your personal new year. Huge clarity, but Mercury is retro in your sign. Tell no one your secrets. Protect your privacy at all costs. The universe is closing all doors to protect you and opening new ones to elevate you. This is for everyone. I love this. The universe is closing all doors to protect you and opening new doors to elevate you. The financial and spiritual gates are wide open for those who are ready. We have a beautiful picture here. All right. And here we have a little chart. New moon, Aries, manifest wealth. Taurus, good fortune. Gemini, big career. Success, Cancer, manifest blessings. Leo, big money boost. Virgo, soulmate love. Libra, abundance. Scorpio, true love. Sagittarius, wishes come true. Capricorn, good luck. Aquarius, good news. Pisces, attract money. Woohoo! Thank the Lord. I need some money. I need some money. And I think that's it for all my bookmarks. I did a little research and I wanted to get all the research regarding the moon. All right, here we go. March 19th, March 18th/19, 2026 Pisces new moon is making March the luckiest month you ever experienced before. You are entering the next level of your life. In this area, money and romantic love flow into your life like water. Anyone who shares this message just becomes, yeah, whatever. I hate that. Share this message and you'll become a multimillionaire. I hate that bullshit. So don't listen to that. But I like the first part. I love it. Okay, I think we have all I needed. I went through everything. Yep. All right. So now that we know all the information on the new moon in Pisces, what the energies are going to be like, what we can expect, each individual sign, how to embrace the new energies, how to navigate them, what to expect. Let's do a tarot spread. And what I'll do is I'm going to incorporate. What I'll do is instead of incorporate, what I'll do is I'll ask if there's anything else that God and Yeshua want us to know in regards to the full moon. Excuse me, the new moon. I keep on saying full moon. It's the new moon. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua, can I get a general reading for all those that are watching now live and will be watching in the replay? What can they expect? What messages and or advice regarding this new moon in Pisces for this upcoming week, in which is the astrological new years. What messages, what news, what advice for you have? What say you? Holy Spirit of God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ. Okay, now this flung out the Two of Swords. So I'm getting right now with the Two of Swords, it's you. There's going to be many people that feel that they need to make a decision this week, and they're not sure what to do. This is the quintessential card of being caught between a rock and a hard place. All right, so the Two of Swords is having to make a decision, but not having all of the information. Being kind of deaf, dumb, and blind, if you will. And it's when you're in this situation, you don't want to make a decision because you feel that either decision will lead to trouble. Like I said, it's the quintessential being caught between a rock and a hard place. So with the Two of Swords, I'm getting very much so that you might be pressured into making a decision this week, whatever sign you are. And you might feel the pressure, and I'm getting, don't make any decision. Don't make any rash decisions. All right? With the Two of Swords, it's all about not being in the know, feeling stuck. And I'm also getting to that a lot of times when you need to make a decision and you don't want to make the decision, a lot of times it's like you can get more information, but you don't want to know the information. It's the person's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. So, two things this card is bringing up for me. Don't be pressured to make a decision. If you need more information, tell people that you need more time. Don't be forced to do something that you don't want to do. Okay? And don't be forced into making a decision that you're not ready to make. Also, I'm getting is that you need, before you make the decision, make sure you're getting all of the information. And make sure that the last deciding factor in this decision is not with your egoic brain, but with your heart, your gut. Always, always go by your intuition, which is your higher self, rather than your egoic human brain. How many times did you go against your better instincts just to suit people, just to make others comfortable, or not to hurt people's feelings, or because you just didn't want to deal with the aggravation or the fight, or because you were pressured? You can't do that anymore. You need to take your time and don't be pressured into any decisions. If your intuition is saying, don't go, no matter what. You might have to hurt people's feelings. You might have to ruffle some feathers to do what's best. But you all know, I don't have to tell you, anytime that you have gone against your better instincts and your gut and your intuition told you something, and then you went against it, all right? Against your better intuitive judgment, I will say. You always said, oh, why did I do that? I knew I was going to regret it. I knew that was going to happen. So this is your sign. Don't override your intuition, your gut instincts to suit others, to put others before you, and to just keep the peace. Always go by your gut instincts. Always go by your intuition and put yourself first. Okay? So that's what I'm getting. Let's keep pulling. Okay, the Hermit card. You are an older soul. This is a lot older. You are more older than you even know. And with the Hermit card, I'm getting that, of course, we've all been isolated. Okay, we've all been isolated. God has taken his, I hate to use the term chosen ones, but some people say chosen ones. But if you use the term chosen one, it's not because God chose you and you're better or more special than anyone else. It's because you chose to be here. God put out the call and you chose to be here. So whether you call yourself a chosen one, a star seed, a light worker, whatever the case may be, all of us that are on Team God, that are awakened and are patriots, we have been isolating and we've been isolated and we've been isolating. The Hermit card is spending time on your own. And I feel that we are going to continue to do this. This is a time not to go out and party hardy and be around a lot of people. Because when you're around a lot of people, what happens? You absorb everyone's energy. And even more so now, the dark is looking for victims because their days are numbered. So take time for yourself. Spend time alone. Isolate. If you have to spend time with people, try to make it so that you're around positive people, and or limit your time around people. Now, if you can't limit your time around people, if you have a big family, you have children, you have a 9-to-5 job that you go to, or a big family, you can always do protection exercises to make it so that you're not giving out your energy and that psychic vampires aren't siphoning your energy. There are techniques you can, when you go out, you can put your hands in front of your solar plexus, or if you can't physically put your hands over your solar plexus, you can pretend that there is a block or a lock or your hands in front of your solar plexus, because your solar plexus is where you absorb energy and you give out energy. That's why you feel things in your gut. Whenever someone hurts you, or if you're sad, if you're angry, you feel it in your gut first, because that is kind of like your third, I will say your second brain. You have your heart and then your gut. Your heart and your gut are very much aligned to your intuition. So spend time alone. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to limit your time with people. And as I said before, if you have to work in toxic environments and you can't spend time alone, there's things that you can do to protect yourself. Picture yourself with white light. Picture yourself with white light and then like a disco ball around you with all mirrors. So if any energy comes towards you, the mirror will bounce back the negative energy. Or if somebody tries to siphon your energy, they can't get to it because they have the mirrors bouncing back, and then you have the white light around you. There are many techniques that you can use to protect yourself and to protect your energy. Those were just a few, but there's so many. And I'm sure you have your own techniques. Make sure you clear. Make sure you get up every morning. Instead of picking up your phone, you meditate, you ground, spend time in nature. Make sure you take care of yourself, because folks, we're at the end. We're getting to the end of this movie. We're getting to the end of it. And it's getting real now. Okay? So we have to make sure we spend time alone, because that is the only, or as much time alone as possible, because that is the only time that we can really control our energy. And even then, even when you're alone, sometimes it's hard to control your energy, because when you pick up the phone, you get energy. When you turn on the television, you get energy. And if you're a psychic intuitive like me, you pick up energy of people around you, right? People don't have to be in your presence for you to pick up their energy. Okay? So it's very, very important you do your spiritual work. You always protect yourself. You always clear and cleanse yourself. And I'm talking about your energy. Okay? Now, the next card I picked was the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles he is practical. He is a worker. He puts his nose to the grind. He is very competent. He's a hard worker. He gets things done. But not only that, he is regimented. So this means that you have to be very regimented. and make sure you do your work every day. This is the quintessential card of the routine. The Knight of Pentacles routinely goes to work. He routinely practices. He routinely works on his skills. He breaks his back working and honing in on his skills. So the Knight of Pentacles is indicative of you routinely taking time on your own, honing in on your skills, protecting your energy. You can't go a day without protecting yourself. Unfortunately, we all have to daily practice spiritual hygiene. Just like every day you get up and you brush your teeth and you wash your face. And if you didn't brush your teeth and wash your face would be dirty, full of all pimples and zits and grossness, and your breath would stink and your teeth would fall out. Just like that, just like you have to practice good physical hygiene and wash every day, you have to practice good spiritual hygiene every day. So this is a reminder, you routinely have to do your work. You routinely have to protect yourself, however you protect yourself, whether it's white light, whether it's your prayers, whatever you do to clear and cleanse and protect yourself and to get rid of negative energy, whatever your spiritual practice is, make sure you do it routinely, okay? Because we are upgrading. The World card is all about upgrading, getting to the next level. Folks, it's been a long journey, a long, hard journey. However, we've come a long way, baby, and now is upgrade time. We are leveling up. Right now, we're still in that in-between. We can't go past, we can't go back, but we can't quite move forward. So right now, it's all about prepping and getting ready for the next step. And folks, the World card is about successful integration. It's success, it's victory, but more than anything else, it's all about you've gone as long as you can go, as far as you can go in this phase, and it's time for the next step. So this means that you are doing your work to prep for the next step, which will be your personal ascension and then the global ascension. You are leveling up in all areas in your life, but more importantly, metaphysically. As I said before, intuition is coming online, telepathy, your spiritual gifts, anything metaphysical that has been held back, that has been, let's say, has been stifled in your DNA is coming out now, okay? It's not business as usual. So be prepared for miracles, signs, and wonders, as all the Bible thumpers talk about, because it's happening, because we all know that this is biblical. All right. Now, I'm going to pick, we did the Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm going to do an oracle card as advice from God. And then we're going to end the show with the spiritual exercise. Here we go. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua. What last words or advice do you have for the Soul Tribe family, those that are watching now in the replay, for this week, for the new moon in Pisces that starts today, for this astrological new year week? What message, advice, what say you, Holy Spirit of God in Yeshua the Christ, for the Soul Tribe family? We got balanced life. Okay? And it says, love, hold on, love seeks your well-being. So I'm getting it's all about balance now, folks. You have to balance everything. In other words, you can't work too much. You can't drink too much. You have to balance out your energies. Make sure you get your rest. Make sure you do your work. Because I'm getting, if you burn the candle on both ends, you're going to suffer tremendously. A balanced life means that you put yourself first. It means that you balance your energies. It means that you are in charge of you. You can't have too much of one thing. You have to have a smorgasbord of energy. Okay? So this further confirms all the other cards. You have to watch your influences. Okay? Make sure that you're not spending time with Debbie Downers or negative ninnies. Make sure that you spend time doing what you love to do. Another thing that I notice that with my clients that people do is that they feel that they need to think their way or work their way through their enlightenment or their ascension or their spiritual upgrades. No, 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 no. The best thing you can do is just let it be, let it go, and open yourself and relax. You can't work your way into a spiritual alignment or ascension. And what I mean is that, you know, we all have done our spiritual work. We've all done our clearing and our cleansing, and we worked on ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. But I'm talking about a balanced life is that sometimes people overdo it. If they want, let's say, for instance, that they want to manifest something, they'll watch 1,000 videos on manifestation, and then they'll overdo it, and then they'll get confused. Or let's say if you want to lose a few pounds, you'll like go on a starvation diet, or you'll go from one end of the spectrum to the next. Okay? We can't do that. Even Stephen, you have to balance everything out. You never want to overdo anything, even good things. You need to balance everything out. So all of the energies that you're absorbing, they integrate. Okay? So it's all about a balanced life. It's all about putting everything into perspective, balancing that energy, harmoniously integrating all the energies so that one energy doesn't override another. Okay? All right. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Do I have anything else? I always like to use cards that I haven't used before. Nope, I think that's good. I think right now what we will do, I really didn't plan this. It was very impromptu. I just wanted to go on. As I said before, as a thank you for all the love and support and kindness that you guys have given me through all my trials and tribulations over the last year or so, and the spiritual attacks that I constantly, for being a light warrior and for other reasons, being on this channel and because of my twin flame and because of other things that I will reveal at some time, other cosmic, let's say, positions I have that are otherworldly, I get a lot of attacks. So I want to give back to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little spiritual exercise, okay? So what I'd like for you to do is get in a comfy position, get in a comfortable position, okay? If you can go in a room where there isn't anybody and you're alone, that's great. If you can't, that's good too. If you can lower the lights, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to even put on some purple lights. Yeah, there we go. Lower the lights. Get in a comfortable position, okay? And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to uncross your legs and uncross your arms, okay? I want you to close your eyes, okay? And relax. Wherever you're sitting, I want you to relax your scalp, relax your forehead, relax your face, roll back your shoulders and relax your shoulders, okay? All right. I want you to take an in breath for 4 and hold it for 4 and release. And again, in breath for 4 and hold it for 4 and release. Again, in breath for 4 and hold it for 4 and release. Last one. In breath for 4. And hold it for 4. And when you release this time, I want you to release on 8. So really, really release everything and let it rip. Let it really breathe out longer than you've inhaled. Ready? Ah. Okay. Now I want you to keep your eyes closed. And I want you to picture a big ball of light in your solar plexus, about the size of a basketball. And I want you to picture this big basketball of light coming outside in front of you, coming from your solar plexus, and now it's outside in front of you. Now I want you to picture this ball of light getting bigger and bigger. And each time it gets bigger, it envelops more and more of you. And let it get bigger and bigger and bigger until this basketball, this light, gets so big that it's around your whole body. Now, as you picture this white light surrounding your whole body, I want you to picture it so bright that it's bubbling. And it's bubbling and it's so bright that you can actually feel the bubbling on your skin. You can feel the sensation of it bubbling on your skin. You can feel it bubbling around your scalp, your hair, and you can feel the bubbling on your skin. I want you to take another deep breath in. And when you breathe out, I want you to really breathe out, and I want you to relax every single muscle in your body. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your nose. Relax your cheeks. Relax your mouth. Your chin. Your neck. Relax your shoulders. And I want you to go completely limp and let whatever's holding you up sink into the chair or the bed. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest, your stomach, relax your buttocks, your lower belly, your hips. Relax your legs, your upper thighs, the back of your legs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. Now, I want you to think about something that you've been working really, really hard and long to manifest, whatever it is. A new job, a lover, a pile of money, a new home, a car, whatever it is, something that you've waited long for and you feel it's impossible or too hard, or you haven't been able to manifest up until this point. And when you think about it, I want you to picture a screen in front of you, like a movie screen. And I want you to picture what you've been wanting to manifest for a long time that you feel has been impossible or difficult. I want you to picture it as it is a movie screen in front of you and you're watching it. And when you picture what you want to manifest, I want you to picture it in detail. What time of day, what you're wearing, every specific detail, the day, the smell in the air, the sounds, the temperature. I want you to bring in as many senses, smell, hearing, tasting, touching, as many physical senses you can in this picture. And I'm going to give you about a minute to envision this goal, this dream, whatever it is that you want to manifest on the screen in front of you now. Okay? And as I said, give it as much depth, breadth, and detail as possible. Okay? I'm going to give you a minute and I want you to play it out on the screen in front of you in your mind, just as if you are sitting in a theater watching a movie, a big screen in front of you. Okay? Go for it. What do you look like in this scene? What is your hair color? What are you wearing? What are you saying? Make it as vivid and real as possible. 30 more seconds. Wonderful. Okay, good job. Now what I want you to do is I want you to picture that same movie screen and I want you to envision it turning into a big portal. However your portal, however you want your portal to be. You can envision any portal. Just go with whatever comes to your mind and don't judge it, don't force it, don't change it. Just whatever type of portal comes to your mind, go with it. Now that you see the portal in the movie screen in front of you, I want you to envision yourself getting up from your chair. I want you to walk in front of the portal, facing it, and I'm going to count down from 10. When I get to 1, we're going to jump, and what we're going to do is envision ourselves jumping through the portal. And what we're doing is we are merging with that version of ourselves in another dimension. On the premise that, just like quantum physics, there are many parallel realities, and we are not a stationary solitary object. That we are vibrating in a constant state of potentiality. And that whenever we want to change something about ourselves, we don't have to bring it to us. We go to it. We merge with that version of ourselves in a parallel reality, knowing that what we focus on expands. So we're going to count down from 10. Just like when the quantum physicist looks underneath the microscope and sees one individual cell turn into many cells in a constant state of potentiality, the cells don't move or do anything until the quantum physicist puts his intent and focus on it. So that's how we're going to change and go into a different timeline. Right now, we're going to quantum jump into the life that you want, the person, the scenario that you want to manifest, okay? So I'm going to count to 10, and then we're going to jump through the portal, and we're going to merge with that version of ourselves that has the car, the man, whatever it is that you want to manifest, you are merging with that, okay? So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now jump through the portal, jump through the portal. You are now that person. The past is behind you, and you are now that person. You have manifested that version of yourself. Who has the job, who has the money, whatever it is that you wanted to manifest, you are not bringing it to you. What you are doing is you're changing states, you're changing your identity, and you are merging with that version of yourself in the quantum now, and you have become that person. Now that we've gone through the portal, and you've become that version that has manifested whatever it is that you want to manifest, I want you to pretend there is a big mirror in front of you, okay? Picture there's a big mirror in front of you, and I want you to see yourself. How do you look in this new version of you? Now that you've manifested your goals, your desires, whatever it is that you wanted to manifest, how do you look? And I want you to look in the mirror and really see yourself very clearly, the person you look like, because you have manifested your goal and your desire. What do you look like? How do you think? What are your thoughts now that you've manifested your dreams? What do you speak about? How do you speak? What do you talk about now that you've manifested this goal? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? You are now this person. There is no time. You are now this person. Feel the feelings of this person. And as you're looking in the mirror, I want you to picture a day. Now that you've manifested this dream, this goal, this desire, I want you, while you're looking at yourself in the mirror, I want you to see what a typical day would be like having this goal. Now that you've manifested this desire. I'm going to give you about a minute, and in the mirror, I want you to view what a typical day would be like. What would you do? How would you act? How would you feel? What would you wear? I'm going to give you about a minute. And really try to vividly go through as if your desire is already realized, because it is. Because we are collapsing the timelines now, and we're collapsing time. And now that you have manifested it, what's going to happen is that slowly you're going to start seeing confirmations and signs that this is coming into your reality. Because what you've manifested now in the here and now is already the past. It's already has been. What you are now, and believe it or not, the lives we are living now is in the past because we thought about our lives now and we've manifested it. So now what we're going to do is, now that we've become that person and we've manifested our goals and desires, we're going to wait for it to appear in our 3D reality, because creation starts first in spirit and in the metaphysical. And then there's a time lapse, and then it will eventually come out in our reality. Okay? So now that we know that, I'm going to give you a minute, and I want you to picture a typical day as if you had your desire and it's already been fulfilled, because it has been fulfilled. Okay? Ready? Go. Okay, we have about 30 more seconds. Ten more seconds. Beautiful. Okay, I know you're doing a great job. The last step of this visualization manifestation exercise, or manifesting exercise, whatever you want to call it, is that we're going to jump through the mirror. As we jump through the mirror, you're going to jump back into the chair, the bed, wherever you're sitting in now. You're going to take that manifestation of yourself and you're going to merge it with yourself here and now, collapsing the timelines and bringing everything into the here and now. Okay? You're collapsing those timelines. You're collapsing those constant state of potentiality. You're collapsing it into the here and now. And you're merging the manifestation with your life and the you that you are now in this time and space. You're taking that manifestation and bringing it to this time and space so you can see the fruition of your desire. Okay? So again, I'm going to count down from 10. When you count down from 10, I get to 1. I'm going to tell you the jump, and you're going to jump through the mirror and back into the chair, the bed, wherever you are sitting. And you're going to merge your two selves, and your manifestation is now complete. Okay? So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jump through the mirror and you're back in your room. Or you're back on your bed, your chair, wherever you started off. And I want you to bring your consciousness back to your physical being. I want you to wiggle your toes and feel your feet. Move your legs. Move your arms around. All right? You're back into this space. Move your arms, move your feet, stretch, relax. You're back in your body now. Okay? Eyes are still closed. Now I'm going to count back from 5. And at 5, you're going to open your eyes and you have manifested your desire. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open your eyes. All right, folks. Now, you will start to see signs as confirmations that you have manifested your desire. It has already happened on the spiritual plane. Now, there's a time lapse before you'll start to realize it in the physical plane. But everything happens in spirit and on the metaphysical plane first. That's where manifestation starts. So just because if you don't see it tomorrow, if you don't see it the next day or the following day, if you don't start to see signs of it, don't get discouraged. There is a time lapse between what has been manifested on the spiritual plane till now. And there's a reason for that. Because there's many times that we would manifest things that we want to change our mind about, right? There might be things that we want to manifest that would harm ourselves or harm others. So there's always a little time lapse. You will start to see signs and confirmation that your manifestation, it's on its way. Just remember, on this plane here and now is the only plane where there is time and space. There's no time on the other side. Everything is happening on the here and now. If somebody, this is the easiest way to understand it. And somebody who does past life regressions and does Akashic records, this is how she explains it, okay? Time is just a line, okay? Let's put it this way. Let's say, for instance, if you want to look into what happened in someone's life back in 1980, right? Every era in time is a different point in time, but it's all happening in the now, right? So let's say you in the 1980s, you in the 1990s, you in the 2000s, right? They're all spaces in time. If you were to look at time and look at the different eras in time and your different lifetimes from a divine perspective, from an eagle eyes view, right? All your different lives are happening all at once. Let's say if you lived in 1300s, there'd be you in the 1300s, you in the 1600s, you in the 1900s, you in the 2000s, right? They're all different points in time, but they're all happening at once. So what you just manifested is happening. You just have to see it bleed into the here and now. So you're not changing, how do I put it? Some people feel that you have to go out and do things and physically move to manifest. That's part of it. But most of it is that you have to vibrate and vibrate on that timeline and bring it to you. You have to vibrate and resonate on that individual aspect of you. How do I put it? I'm trying to put this in layman's terms. All you're doing is you're moving yourself from one, let's say how do I put it? One timeline to the next. You're moving to one version of yourself to the next parallel version of yourself. Okay? So you're moving from one version of yourself where you didn't have that manifestation, and now you just moved to the version of yourself that you do have the manifestation through quantum physics. You just changed timelines. You just basically quantum leaped. Okay? You did a quantum leap. Sorry. Sorry if I'm confusing you or not making sense. I'm not as articulate as I want to be tonight. And with the new moon in Pisces, I'm more dreamy and spacey than ever. So basically, we just did a quantum leap. You did a quantum jump into another timeline, a parallel timeline of where you have your desire manifested. That's right, Lisette. Lise, quantum physics, 5D physics. Yep. You just did a quantum jump. All right, folks. Now, I know it just seems like we just did a little manifestation and visualization exercise, but you'll be surprised how potent and powerful we did. You might feel tired now. What I would suggest is you take the rest of the night off if you can. Drink a lot of water and try not to negate the work you just did. Let's say, for instance, if you want to manifest money and you just manifested and you just merged and you just did a quantum leap to the rich Lady D, the wealthy Lady D, right? I'm not going to negate the work I just did by saying I'm poor, I'm full of lack, I can't afford that. Don't undo the work you just did by speaking and thinking the opposite. So if you, for instance, if you want to manifest a lover and you just manifested your twin flame or your special person, don't say I'm alone, he doesn't love me, I'm all alone, he hates me, I'm never going to meet him. Be cognizant of your words. Life and death begins with the tongue, with the words. Be cognizant of it. Don't negate everything you just did by speaking the opposite. Many times we sabotage our own manifestations because we'll sit there in the morning and manifest and visualize that, you know, we have let's say we have hundreds of thousands of dollars in our bank accounts, and then we go to our checkbook and we see that we don't have that, and we go, oh shit, I'm broke, or I can't afford that, or I never have enough money, I'm sick of being poor. You decide now. Your manifestation is not based on anything else. On you get to decide. You are the creator of your reality. So don't negate it with looking at your bank account. Don't negate it, what you just did, by getting discouraged because you'll see that that person hasn't called, or if you go outside that your dream car isn't there. It will happen. There's a little time delay. It takes a little while for it to manifest in your physical experience. But that doesn't mean you don't already have it. It is done. It is written. It's already done in the metaphysical, in the spiritual. Let God figure out the way, the means, the time, the space, and the how. Your job is to not figure out how it's going to manifest. Your job is to just let it manifest, knowing that it's done. And your job is to not negate or to ruin your manifestation by speaking the opposite. Right? You don't want to take 2 steps forward and then 10 steps back. You can't say, he's mine, I'm married, and then say, oh, where is he? How come he's not calling? Oh, he hasn't texted me. He's not mine. He doesn't love me. It hasn't worked. Be patient. It works. Trust me. All right, folks, I'm going to head off now. I will probably be doing a psychic live on Friday night. So what will happen is that I will do psychic lives every other week for personal questions. So if you have a personal question, that will be on Friday nights. Saturday nights, it looks like, as of now, after everyone voted on the survey, it looks like let's see. I think it's going to be the current event questions. Let me see. Actually, let me look here. I put out a survey in the posts section of my YouTube channel. And I asked, what type of Saturday Night Live show do you want to see? And it looks like the winner is Lady D answers super chats with the tarot on current events. So what I'm going to do on Saturday nights, it looks like I'm going to answer all super chats on current events. That means no free questions. If you want to ask me a current events or a viral news question, whoops, my phone just came on. You're going to have to purchase a super chat. I have to do it that way because I can't read for free and it will get crazy. So I will be doing that on Saturday night. So look for the thumbnails, all right? And if you want to vote and put your 2 cents in regarding the Saturday Night Live show, you can always leave a comment in the comment section, or if you want to go to the survey. But it's looking like Lady D answers super chats with the tarot on current events is the winner, because that's 69% and the other ones are 29 and 3%. So it looks like the winner is the top one. All right. Thank you, Miss Tammy C. Thank you for being here and being on Troll Patrol. Love you. All right, my Soul Tribe family. So looks like Saturday nights are going to be current events, but they're not going to be the way I used to do it. I'm not going to go through my X account. If you want to ask me a current events and viral news question, we're going to do old school. You're going to buy me a super chat. All right. And then I'll answer all questions. No freebies. I can't do that because if I start doing free questions, I will never make any money. Okay. This is how I make a living. All right, my Soul Tribe family, check for the thumbnails. I'll be doing a video for tomorrow for fire signs, for your weekly forecast for fire signs. I'll probably be doing a live for personal questions on Friday night. So if you have a personal question, wait for Friday night. And it looks like Saturday nights, I'll be doing super chats on current events. All right, my Soul Tribe family, let me know if you like this exercise. Let me know in the comments how you feel. And I'm sending you so much love. We're almost there. So don't get discouraged. If you are discouraged, just know that you're not alone. You can feel any way you want to feel. If you're having a bad day, vent, scream, get it out, but make sure you get back up. All right. I love you so much. Thank you for all of your support, your well wishes, your understanding. I love you so much, my Soul Tribe family. God bless you and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.